yesterday I took this amazing ride from Mobile, Alabama to New Orleans. And once I got to Biloxi, I started shooting video of this beautiful ride down the coast. And one of the first things I noticed was a Waffle House. And then I noticed another one. And then another one. And I must have counted at least a dozen Waffle Houses along this strip. Now, it's a beautiful stretch of highway. If you get the chance to ride it, I definitely encourage you to do so. But I was really amazed at how many freaking Waffle Houses there were. I didn't notice a whole lot of other chain restaurants. It was like just Waffle House all the way. And I've said before that I don't frequent chains. However, Waffle House does hold a soft spot in my heart. And the other day when I stayed in a hotel, there was a Waffle House just next door, and I was very tempted to go in for some of those scattered, smothered, covered, diced hash browns. But I did not give in to it, and I went and had something else to eat eventually. But yeah, Waffle House is one of those things. You know, it's a comfortable place, and like down here in the South, there's over 50 of them. You know, it's always open, and they're always serving comfort food. And I actually perform a song called Waffle House Jesus, written by the great James Corbin, who's a incredible songwriter. And it's a really fun song. And there's a lot of people who have this affinity for Waffle House because it is one of those comfort places, you know. In the 90s, Denny's kind of was that for us, but a lot of those I think have closed. There aren't as many Denny's. But Waffle House is still in huge surge. And it opened, if you didn't know this, it opened in Georgia, the first one, in 1955. And it was 3 years before the first International House of Pancakes. So the waffles came first. Now there's nearly 2,000 locations in over 25 states. And there's over 400 in Georgia alone. And then Florida, of course, has the second most Waffle Houses with just under 200. But they're so plentiful, FEMA even has a Waffle House index to discern the severity of storms by how many Waffle Houses are still open. So it's this piece of Americana where a lot of people go for comfort food, and not only comfort food, but comfort in times of stress and natural disasters and such. However, there are more fights that break out in Waffle Houses than any other restaurant in America. And if you didn't see the skit or the sketch on Saturday Night Live a year or so ago, it is freaking hilarious. Where this couple is having a dramatic moment out in the parking lot, and then out in the background in the Waffle House, there's just complete mayhem going on. It is so funny. But anyway, over the last year, though, employees have been fighting for higher wages at the Waffle House and for better security because there's so many fights that break out there. And Waffle House has this practice where they charge their employees $3.15 every shift to pay for whatever meal they eat. Even if they don't eat the meal, they just still take that out of their pay. So they've been fighting to get that. There have been strikes and all kinds of stuff going on with Waffle House employees. But recently, the CEO finally said they're going to raise their minimum wage to $3 an hour. And they're going to raise it another $2.25 over the next few years by 2026. So I remember when I was a waiter, this was like 3 decades ago, and I was getting paid $2.13 an hour. And for a lot of states, that's still the minimum wage. 3 decades later, waiters don't make any more than that, but the price of food has gone up, and their tips have increased a little bit, and so that's just what they're paid for. But I just kind of, when I was working at restaurants, I would just give over the idea that whatever money they were paying me was going to go for paying taxes or whatever, and I didn't really depend on the check. It was just in the cash I got. But working at a Waffle House, the food's not that expensive, although the CEO has said they are going to raise their prices now because they got to pay the employees more. So that's a bummer. But either way, I'm not going to be going to Waffle House on this trip, and I probably won't go again anytime soon. Again, I've had that experience, and I am on a mission to have new experiences. And while I appreciate the comfort and I appreciate all that Waffle House has been in the history of my life, I want somewhere better to eat. And in the meantime, I'm looking for nice rides and beautiful places to go and great food to eat. So there you go. That's my little spiel on Waffle House. I don't know if they're doing good or bad or whatever, but it is what it is. Do what you like. Enjoy your ride. See ya.